Well guys, today is the day. Well guys, it finally arrived today. My first Newtonian ever. And that Newtonian is a Apertura Carbonstar 150. Now the reason why I chose this is because Apertura says that I should be able to just unbox this, assemble it, and drive it out to a dark sky site and be successful. And they're gearing this towards beginners and also advanced amateurs alike. It is a scope for everyone. And honestly, I've been wanting to shoot through Newtonian for a while, but I hear a lot of horror stories in the forums, a lot of nightmare stories about light leaks, but Apertura has made sure that this scope has solved all of those nightmare issues. So I really wanted to test that out, especially since this is going to be my first Newtonian. And this is going to be a series, guys. I don't know how many videos this is actually going to be, but definitely we're going to be torture testing this Newtonian for the next couple weeks. And this video, we're going to unbox it, and we are going to install the EAF. Yes, you heard me. I did it right this time. I ordered an EAF at the same time I ordered my OTA. And we're also going to collimate it here for the first time. But I think first thing we should do is unbox it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that was my computer. All right. Ooh, look at this. We have a congratulations with your purchase. I don't know if you can see that here. Yep. And look at the date there. Date is 10/10/24. So this was just produced. That's pretty nice. I like that. Inspires me with confidence right now. You got styrofoam. More styrofoam. And, ooh, we got a Vixen style dovetail plate. These are the rings. See that there? Those are the rings. I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to put this over here. And I have other boxes back there, guys, so we have quite the unboxing. And here's the D-style dovetail. This is my first dovetail this size, and I really like it. I'm afraid I won't switch back to anything else by using this, by the way. Here's the Newtonian. Ooh. Ooh, looking good, guys. Looking good. Look at that. Carbon fiber. And I'm just going to clean my desk off. And yeah, if you haven't got one of these, you need to get one, okay? I dust all of my filters off with this, so I'll put a link in the description. And here's the real test here. Depending on what version this was produced, because the first generation of these had some pinched optics, they did make some improvements recently, and it looks as though it has the new knob on it. But the real test is to see what type of back plate this has on it. And it has this one on here. This means this is the second generation Carbonstar 150, guys. And I'm breaking it already. I did it right this time, guys. I got an EAF at the same time. I'm not messing around with this one, okay? EAF right out of the gate. So this is the primary mirror mask. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I've got it just in case. I like throwing stuff around here too much. I think that's why I like unboxings the most, you know? Okay, I think before we break this thing, I think we should assemble it. So we're going to put the rings on this and the dovetail so it has something to balance on my table. Ooh, here are the rings. Look at these red anodized rings. These are beautiful. And they're felt lined as well, so you don't have to worry about it scratching up your OTA. There's the second one. So these rings have the same holes in them, so I guess it really doesn't matter how you mount it. I guess it just depends on what side you want the hinged part on, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, to be out of the way, I'm going to put it on this other side. So I chose to assemble this off of the tube. And I'm just tightening everything down right now. Whew, look at this little guy. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I love the carbon fiber. I really love the red accents. This is going to go really well with my AM5. And I love the handle here. This Vixen dovetail I'm just going to use as a handle. And I'm really excited to use this. I've never used one of these Lowe's Mandy style or D style dovetail plates. Looks like it's going to be really stable. The next thing we're going to do is put the EAF on. And I'm going to remove the knob off this first. Oop, not that one. All right, knob easily gets removed there. And we're probably going to need to find the right side shaft on the EAF. Yeah, it fits nicely on there. And it does have a, let me see if it has a flat spot. It actually doesn't have a flat spot on the shaft, so you don't have to worry about where you tighten the grub screw down. So I'm just going to somewhat loosely tighten this on the shaft. And Apertura made sure that this focuser was EAF ready. And you can see that there's holes there. I don't know if you can see that already for the EAF bracket. Really nice. So I'm going to use this bolt here. This far hole, and then this other hole here. All right, so I mounted my bracket and also the coupler on very loosely, and then we're going to install the EAF itself. And if you want to take a look at what screws I use for the bracket, or screw holes I should say, it's right here, these two, just the two outer ones. So far so good, really easy to set up right now. And here's the EAF. Now the EAF has a flat spot, so you want to make sure the grub screw, one of them is contacted with that. And we're going to designate this one on the outside to be that grub screw. And with your focuser, you can rotate it in place so that you can bolt it to this bracket. All right, now I'm just going to bolt everything together. And we'll do the final tightening on the EAF. Right, we're all tightened down and EAF is installed. Looking good. Okay. Also, I probably won't be wanting the wires to come out this way. And apparently you're able to turn this focuser here. Apertura said there's two grub screws on here, so I should be able to loosen those and turn the EAF the way I need it to be. So let's do that. Undo my nice little rings. Oh, look at that. That came apart a little too easy. Scary, actually, how easy that came loose. Okay, I see. So the grub screws actually hold the entire housing in place. There's two grub screws that do that. I'll turn it here like that. All right, I'm just making sure that when I reseat this, not only is it straight, but it's in there all the way because I don't want any tilt introduced into the system. So, using gravity to help me out right now. All right. Pretty sure I won't be keeping it looking like this, but here it is. Carbonstar 150, fully assembled. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this product. Now, Apertura wanted to ensure a smooth, out-of-the-box experience with the Carbonstar 150, and they included quite a few features that I'll be going over right now. The first one is the one-piece CNC aluminum spider, and it is super rigid. I've seen some other spiders on other Newtonians, and they kind of flex when you try and collimate the scope. There is no flex in this whatsoever, and the nice thing is it adds to the rigidity of the tube with it just being bolted up here. Also, the OTA rings support both the D and V style dovetail plates. The nice thing that I've noticed here too is when they're both bolted on, it also adds to the rigidity of this scope as well. And as you've seen, the focuser is EAF ready. It's really easy to bolt the ZWO EAF to it. You can also add any other electronic focuser that you want to. And the focuser is designed in a way where it's going to minimize any type of flex or tilt. And it also has a tight-fitting draw tube for the 0.95 reducer coma corrector that came with this scope. And I must say that the coma corrector is machined really nice. It is very good quality, especially for something that comes with an OTA. And inside the tube you have internal knife edge baffles which minimize or eliminate any type of stray light getting into the tube that might make it onto your image. The back cover on here is a nice feature because it eliminates any light leaks that you might get as well. I know that's kind of a thing that plagues Newtonians, and most people 3D print something like this. It's nice that this actually came with something like that. Apertura also optimized the secondary, and what I mean by that is it does support quite a few sensors. So if you have a 533, 585, 294, it's designed for those sensors, and it'll work all the way up to an APS-C type sensor. Also, they do claim that the secondary, because it's optimized, will increase the signal by 10%. Also, the 0.95 times coma reducer also increases signal by another 10%. So overall, with the enhancements on there, this scope will optimize the signal 20% with those two options on that. So that's pretty cool, especially since this is natively an F4, and with the 0.95 times coma reducer, it comes down to about a 3.8. Very speedy 3.8. Apertura also claims that there is a 20 millimeter rough focal point on the focuser. And that's really nice to know because that just means that you can just rack out your focuser to 20 millimeters and then do your fine focusing from there. It saves a lot of time, especially when you're trying to get set up quickly. And last but not least is the OTA weight. The OTA by itself weighs 10.5 pounds. It really, really looks cool, and I dig it. And it has this really nice premium look to it. All right, guys, well, that's it for the breakdown on the tube. Last thing that we should do is collimate it. Nice thing about Newtonians is we can collimate it indoors. And for me to do that, I have a Hotech laser collimator, and I haven't used it yet. I bought this a long time ago thinking I was going to buy a Newtonian. So it's just kind of been sitting here, and it's nice that I finally get to use it. So we are going to try and collimate this thing for the first time. All right, here goes nothing, guys. My first experience collimating a Newtonian. And everything I've learned was from a Galactic Hunter video. I believe it was called Collimating in Under 90 Seconds. I'll put that link in the description if you want to take a look at it, but I'm definitely going to try that. Let's see if this little guy works. Oh, and it does. Nice. Okay, so let's see how much I've learned, right? So I'm going to take this out, and we're going to put the laser collimator in. And I am going to actually put it in this way, facing the back, because the final adjustment happens back there. And with this Hotech laser, and I've actually checked out how well it is collimated. Apparently from Hotech, they are aligned at the factory and you shouldn't need to collimate this collimator. It's one of the reasons why I purchased one. And it is pretty well centered. So we're also going to be testing that under the night sky, but let's just do a dry run on this. So I'm going to tighten this up. It's got a self-centering type of mechanism here. And it definitely feels centered. And dang, that collimation is pretty darn close, actually. It's nearly in the center of the reticle there. But let's take a look at it in here. My gosh. It's nearly in the center of that donut in there too. Since it's a laser, guys, be careful when you're looking at it because it is reflecting light back. You don't want to zap yourself in the eye, but dude, it is nearly there. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, so I'm going to adjust it a little bit. It looks like it just needs to come down a little bit. All right, so I'm going to try and move the laser beam. I do see it moving. Let's see here. All right, now it's center in there. So we hit that. Looks like I'm off just by a little bit, so I'm going to unlock the primary so I can move that into place. All right, it's definitely centered and in the hole right now. That was pretty easy, guys. This is the first time I've done something like that, but I guess I really won't know until I'm under the night sky. So hopefully I can do this out in the field. I guess we'll see, but that's it for this one, guys. We're gonna wait till it clears up so we have a imaging night with this Newtonian. I'm really excited about it. So until then, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.